Hi there, Machedo. Sweeney you from Machedo.com. Who's Machedo and Think Personal Branding? The date is 29th June 2018. Time right now is 12:19. I got this question from this guy, surprisingly senior level guy, customer of mine, and he had asked me this question: Loy, how can I say no? I said, what do you mean? So he told me that he gets so many of his relatives and friends who keep asking him for favors. His boss asks him to do more work. His kid asks him for chocolates. Wife asks him for, shopping, and he's not able to say no. He keeps saying, okay, fine, or yeah, we'll do it. So he asked me, how can I say no? So I asked him, how do you say yes? He said, what do you mean? So how do you say yes? You say it through what? So I say yes through my mouth, I just say yes. So I said, and how do you say it through your mouth? Your brain has to say yes, right? He said, yeah. So I said, just tell your brain to say no. He said, Loy, you don't understand. It's not that easy, man. It's like, if it's that easy, I'd have done it. Okay, I told him, if someone says, if a guy tells you, can I have sex with you for, $5 or $10? Would you give me a blowjob? He said, of course not. If someone says, would you sell me your child for 100,000? He said, of course not. I said, would you, appear nude on cam right now? He said, no. So how did you say no to all this? Oh, no, Loy, it's not like that. See, when people ask me stuff that is reasonable. So I told him, it's all about being in charge of your life, being in charge of yourself, being a leader. You cannot succeed in life as a leader if you keep, giving the power of control to somebody else. Your wife didn't make you say no. Your wife was being persuasive like a cat. Please, please, please. So you, if you are a man, really a man, and I don't mean it can be for a woman also. If you have self-worth and you put your foot down, you can say no. You don't have self-worth, your upbringing has been bad. And that is why, for example, my wife, my Thai wife, let me tell you, she doesn't ask me anything much. The max she takes maybe max $100 a month. She doesn't ask me more than that. Okay? I can afford to give her much more. But I keep a tab, a limit. I'm very aware of what is happening. For example, the other day we went for eating. She wanted to eat one particular soup, a noodle soup, which is hardly costing her like $1 or $2. Went and had that soup. After we finished having the soup, when we came back home, she told me, one day I want to go to this other restaurant. And immediately I told her, I didn't wait. I told her, listen, we already went once. We will go once a week. Don't ask me this every single day. When you were back home in your village, I reminded her, how many times you used to go to restaurants? She's saying, no, we would go maybe once in 2 months or 3 months or maybe, once in 6 months. So I said, here you're going once a week and that's what it'll stick. So once a week, that's what it is. Now, I didn't have to be strict with her. I can take her every day. I'll tell you this, I can afford to take her to much, much more expensive, 100 times more expensive. But the problem is, if you don't nip it in the bud, it'll keep growing and become bad to us. So, you need to put your foot down when it just starts. Now, I'll give you another example. My wife, when she was in our village, she used to eat sticky rice and, these leaves from the forest. Okay? Ever since she married me, she gets shrimp, she gets crabs, she gets chicken, she gets pork, she gets good rich food. She can go to 7-Eleven and buy whatever she likes. So now she's pregnant and I have to be very careful what she eats to control her sugar. So she likes to eat sweet. So the other day, I had made it very clear that she would eat sweet also once a week. Okay, with Starbucks or whatever. The other day, when I came out from my room, I saw her eating sticky rice with coconut syrup and mango. Now, it hardly costs anything. And she was just eating it. Now, the thing was, I immediately asked her, who asked you to eat this? She said, I was hungry. So I reminded her, hungry means you could have eaten an egg, you could have eaten chicken, you could have eaten healthy food instead of eating this sugary concoction of, which is not good. So she made, oh, please, babe. Immediately I said, no. I told her, stop it. Don't disrespect me. And the tone by which I said it, the manner in which I said it, she saw my face, she understood. She completely understood. Okay, I'm sorry. I said, as a punishment, you're not going to get anything for a week. Okay? No delicious food, no nice stuff, not going out, nothing. And I stuck to the punishment, even though it was a small thing. Now, the reason why I did it is, it's like, remember, like they say, there is this saying in our village, if you give them the finger, they'll take the whole arm. And if you don't stop the bad habit, it'll get back to us. So I had to control this. And I'll tell you, because I addressed the issue when it started off, she doesn't eat anything without asking me, which is not good for her. That is, especially sweets. Like, even asking me, like, if suppose she had, let's say, a durian, which is the Thai people's favorite fruit, but which is very heaty and has a lot of sugar. If she ate that, she ate it. The next day she wanted to have Starbucks because I went to Starbucks. She said, for me, if you can give me, the look I gave her, she understood. Okay, I'm sorry. So the point I'm trying to make here is, you need to put your foot down. You need to draw the line. You need to address the issue beforehand, because what happens is, if the person is used to you saying yes, 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 and dancing to their tune, and one fine day you suddenly say no, they will try to retaliate. And when they try to retaliate, I'll tell you, it becomes ugly. So if it has reached that point, then I think, well, better now than later, because I hate being taken advantage of. I hate not being in control of the situation. I hate when people disrespect me or take me for granted. So if you cannot say no, I would suggest get yourself a mentor or get yourself someone who holds you accountable. Every time a person makes a request, don't immediately say yes. Tell the person, okay, this is your request. Write it down in a notebook. Person say, can we go for a movie? Can we buy a chocolate? Write down the request. Just it's a conscious habit. Once you write it down, tell them, I will get back to you with regards to this. Suppose you're in a supermarket, your kid says, I want this chocolate. Say, wait. Note it down, but not today. So you're delaying it. And if they scream, oh, daddy, if they scream, and the more they scream, the more you should delay it. Because what is happening is, they have not accepted your no. They have not respected your decision. And they think by manipulating their behavior and their emotions, they can make you say yes. And that will lead to worse things in the future. Remember, when you say no once, or you say, you say no once, they should not ask you again. That is where respect comes. So after you write this down, then you contact that one person who you respect, or the one person who's holding you grounded, or your mentor. Discuss it with this person, and you'll come to know whether you should agree or not agree. Like the same client, he called me after I gave him the solution. He called me a few days later and said, Loy, my grandmother's somebody, she wants this amount of money as a loan. It was not a very big amount, for him at least. He said something on $1,000 or something they want as a loan. So I said, okay, fine. So what did you say? He said, yeah, I told them that I'll get back to them. So I told him, okay, do me a favor, transfer this $1,000 to me. He said, why? I said, no, transfer the $1,000 because you said you want to give her $1,000, yeah? He said, yeah. So you transfer it to me. When I feel that you have excess of another 1,000, let me know, then I'll give you this back. He's like, no, but why? It doesn't make sense. So I said, do you have 1,000 excess? He said, no. then you don't, if you're not giving me, you don't give her. Then I kind of reminded him of his promise to himself that he would learn to say no. And eventually he decided to decline. And then, 2 days later, he called me up and said, Loy, when I thought about it, you're right, because if I'd given the 1,000, most probably I'd not get it back, because most of the relatives who I gave the money to, I never got it back. So I hope this kind of gives you a perspective how to say no. Remember, it's a habit that you need to inculcate. The more you keep saying no, the more you practice saying no, the more better you'll get at it. It's a habit, like every other, like saying yes became a habit. Saying no also should become a habit. You'll be very unpopular, but it's better to say no than to get into complications. And saying no stems from your sense of self-worth. Saying no stems from your ability to evaluate where you are, being leadership and being control of your life. And when you say no to someone, they should respect it. If they don't respect it and they try, oh please, and this and that, means they don't respect you at all. They believe that their charm or their whining and moaning and groaning will make you say yes. That means they don't respect you as a person of integrity, or person of character, or person of substance. They know manipulating you, they can get you to say yes. And that's a matter of shame, I'll tell you that. So don't look at impressing other people. Look at respecting yourself. So these are my thoughts with regards to how to say no and why you should say no. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't like it, give it a thumbs down. This is me signing off for now. Take care.